Live na ba? Live? On the headlines tonight, Asim Sarangani residents remain underserved as earthquake relief slows in Sarangani. Ateneo University student athletes Divine Ali and Rene Aterbonias remains arrived at Ateneo and Davao respectively for memorial services. Senator Kiko Pangilinan calls China's sanctions on Teodoro an insult to the Philippines. Anti-impeachment Citizen Watch launched to monitor Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment trial. And with backs against the wall, the anti-tropang 5G still upbeat of chances in PBA finals versus Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel. Good evening. I am Manuel Sierra, and to start our newscast tonight, 5 days after the magnitude 7.8 earthquake in Mindanao, over 86,000 families are reeling from the disaster. But the very epicenter in Masin Sarangani, residents are crying for help due to a severe lack of food and water. Holding up placards along the highway, residents of Barangay Tinoto in Maasin, Sarangani plead for urgent relief. This coastal town was the epicenter of the powerful quake. While roads here remain passable, desperate residents question why critical aid has yet to reach their communities, claiming relief efforts seem heavily focused on neighboring General Santos City. In the coastal community of Purok 7, home to members of the Samal Tausog tribe, more than 30 light material houses were completely flattened. After 5 days of waiting, a glimmer of relief arrived Saturday as the Philippine Army and Bureau of Fire Protection finally delivered clean drinking water. Inside the evacuation center, strong 72-year-old Elma Jimena is evacuating with her bedridden husband, a stroke patient. On top of losing their livelihood, they are buried in financial stress, even renting the hospital bed they use at the center. Maasim Mayor Zyrex Pacquiao acknowledged the release, explaining that total power and communication blackout severely crippled local government operations during the first 2 days. However, full-scale distribution of relief packs is now underway. That toll stands at 47, with missing. The aid remains a challenge as commercial flights at Jensen Airport and major regional seaports remain shut down due to damage. Currently, the Philippine Coast Guard and Navy are utilizing sea vessels and helicopters to bypass broken infrastructure and deliver humanitarian assistance to these isolated communities. Meanwhile, rescuers battling heavy rain and aftershocks are clearing boulder blocked roads using backhoes in the southern Philippines as the death toll from Monday's major 7.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Mindanao rises to 55. The government tally confirms 31 people remain missing, mostly from Region 11 Sarangani, with local disaster chief Rene Gonzalan warning that operations have shifted toward body retrieval. The powerful tremor, which triggered region-wide tsunami warnings and landslides, has affected 392,000 individuals, or 86,135 families across 352 barangays in the Zamboanga Peninsula, Davao Region, Soxalgen, and Bar. According to the OCD, over 19,000 houses are damaged, including 3,040 3,485 totally destroyed, forcing 2,409 families or nearly 11,000 individuals into 31 evacuation centers. Widespread infrastructure damage continues to hamper relief. General Santos remains closed to commercial flights, and major ports in Jensan and Glan are non-operational. In response, over 3,700 personnel from the AFP, ECG, PNP, and BFP are deploying choppers and sea vessels to airlift food and water to cut off residents. DSWD has distributed over 30 million pesos in food, non-food, and financial aid, supported by DOH medical teams and local LGUs. This follows a visit by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to General Santos's damaged schools and aid sites, where he pledged 100 billion pesos to rebuild City Hall. The remains of Ateneo de Manila University's student athlete Divine Adli were brought to the Ateneo campus on Saturday morning for a candlelight service in his honor. The vehicle carrying Adli's remains departed Arlington Memorial Chapel in Quezon City around 5 a.m. Public viewing is scheduled from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and a mass will be celebrated at 6 p.m. at the Immaculate Conception Chapel. The candlelight service forms part of the university community's tribute to the late basketball player as family, friends, teammates, and supporters continue to mourn his passing. Meanwhile, the remains of Rene Aterbonia arrived in Davao early Friday morning. His remains were flown from Villamor Air Base in Pasay City at 11:22 p.m. Thursday following a wake held at Arlington Memorial Chapel in Quezon City. Upon arrival, the late Ateneo basketball player was received by Father Karel San Juan SJ, President of Ateneo de Davao University. Ateneo de Davao University is holding a public viewing for Bobet from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday and from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. A Holy Mass for Baterbonia will also be held from Friday to Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Christ the King Chapel in Ateneo de Davao Senior High School, Pangcal Campus. The eulogy night will take place Friday starting at 7 p.m. Student athletes Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adli died on June 8 in a drowning incident during the Ateneo Blue Eagles team building activity in the province of Aurora. The bruises on student athlete Rene Baterbonia's body drowned during a team building activity were hematomas caused by rescue handling. According to his agent, Joe Vince Eusebio, and former coach Jess Evangelio, his aunt noticed the marks at Arlington Memorial Chapels in Quezon City. Speaking at the Ateneo de Davao University, Eusebio clarified that rescue maneuvers caused the bruising, while the death certificate officially lists the cause of death as, as asphyxia due to drowning. Before Ateneo, the Manila Blue Eagles coach Ab Baldwin broke his silence. Evangelio stated they were praying for him to explain the tragedy to Paterbonia's family. Baldwin later posted a video message on Ateneo's official social media page stating, I failed as a leader, as a coach, and adding that nothing prepared him for this. The family has not issued a new statement, but Evangelio urged Baldwin to speak with the parents privately to provide clarity. Eusebio appealed for understanding, noting Baterbonio's parents are still too grief-stricken to speak to the media. Evangelio hopes that the family receives answers regarding accountability and the individuals involved to gain peace of mind. Clarified he was only there to support the family, adding that Rene has become a hero to many who visited Ateneo de Davao to mourn a talented, influential basketball player and genuinely good person. Sebio also addressed social media issues, denying claims that player Efer Alas was blocked from speaking with Rene's mother at the wake. Sebio explained that he personally introduced Alas, who is his godson, to the mother during the visit. He noted that when they previously played for the NBTC in Manila, his only roster request was to have Baterbonia as his teammate. Finally, Sebio addressed viral photos alleging Baterbonia was left out by teammates during the beach activity. He cautioned that social media is creative and individual interpretations are difficult, emphasizing that ongoing scientific investigations will find truth. He concluded that there is absolutely no evidence supporting rumors that the team abandoned Baterbonia. China's travel sanctions on Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. and his family are an insult to the Philippines. Senator Francis Pangilinan called the entry ban to China, Hong Kong, and Macau a clear escalation and West Philippine Sea version. He urged that Department of Foreign Affairs to file a formal protest. Pangilinan emphasized that targeting the Defense Secretary directly strikes at the sovereign decisions of the Republic of the Philippines. Pangilinan stated that Teodoro's remarks simply reflect official Philippine policy. Punishing the Secretary and his family is a direct affront to him, the President, the Philippine state, and the constitutional order. The senator noted that the Philippines has chosen legal remedies, the 2016 arbitral award, and rules-based engagement over brinksmanship. The sanction follow use tension on the water, where Chinese ships have been documented harassing Philippine vessels. Philippine authorities also expressed concern over a Chinese floating structure spotted near Bajo de Masinloc. The area is a traditional fishing ground inside the Philippines' exclusive economic zone but remains under Beijing's control. China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs claimed Teodoro made irresponsible remarks that undermined China's interests and sabotage relations. Beijing stated the measures uphold its sovereignty, security, and development interests. However, Pangilinan argued that sanctioning a sitting cabinet member for defending international law only diminishes China's global standing. Meanwhile, Representative Laila de Lima stated the government cannot ignore the sanctions and must see them as a national issue. She criticized China's goal to ban a Filipino official from its territories. De Lima recalled that a previous House resolution calling for a bolder diplomatic stance, including declaring certain foreign diplomats persona non grata, was ignored. Up next, Malacanang mourns falls for pro-born student athletes Waterbonia and lead deaths, and landslides delay relief efforts in Cricket Land, Parangan. All this and more when RBS Evening News returns.
Dito na tayo sa Jolay, kung saan lahat ay okay. Lahat ito ay super mura, lahat pang mapaganda dito sa Jolay. Napatunayan na ng bayan, wala nang ang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapa-Jolay talaga kayo, ang supermarket namin ay Jolay.
Barkada! Gino man na! Wow! Tigpit na! Gino man na!
Ikaw na! Gino man na!
Gino man!
Looking for affordable sound equipment? Shoneytron Synplus is your leading brand.
With high-quality sound module, over 31,000 songs, and 25 high-definition background videos to choose from. Choose from our variety karaoke units with sophisticated sound arrangements and high-quality backup chorus. Digital system assembled in South Korea and made durable in the Philippines. Looking for the best brand? Choose the leader in karaoke solutions.
Shoneytron Synplus. Karaoke redefined.
Wala kaming commercial. Pwera na lang sa commercial nito, oo. Oo naman. Pero, meron ba kaming bagong produkto? Meron ba kaming iaalok sa inyo? Meron ba kaming kinuhang artista o sikat na personalidad para i-endorse kung anong mang inaalok namin? Siyempre, ang sagot niyan, wala. Literal na wala. Wala kami niyan, chong.
Ang pinaka-tender, pinaka-juicy, at pinaka-masarap na tender juicy hotdog, mas lalong pinasarap. May high protein pa, kaya siguradong panalo.
Ay nagkakaisa, sa duwa't saya na aming dala. Isang liot, isang duwa, buong bansa.
Hindi nagbibiro itong ang tindi. Di tulad ng ordinaryong kainuman, ito ang walang halong biro. Puro, kaya masarap. Di gumuguhit. Tatalsik ka sa sarap nito.
Tama ka. Number 1 extra strong beer.
Puro.
Walang halong biro.
Number 1 extra strong beer.
There's a doggy here. Sabi niya sa akin.
And it's not
Kuya, huwag niyong itaon.
Hindi naman niya matataob, ma'am.
yeah, I might laugh along,
Let this go bold.
thinking I'm yours. You're the last thing on the mind. Pinagkapitig ng puso, unahin lang mga pangarap ko. Ito'y hindi na magbabago. Na 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 na.
Like, paano nga exact? Kasi natatanong na yung si Miss niya.
Na 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 na.
Dito na tayo sa Jol A, kung saan lahat ay okay. Lahat ito ay super mura, lahat pang mapaganda dito sa Jol A. Napatunayan na ng bayan, wala nang ang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapa-Jol A talaga kayo, ang supermarket namin ay Jol A.
Muna ang barkada! Gino mana! Wow! Tigpit na! Gino mana!
Ikaw na! Gino man na!
Inuman!
Welcome back to the RBS Evenings. Malacanang on Thursday mourned the deaths of Ateneum basketball players Divine Adli, Nay, Kurt Baterbonia, with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. calling for an in-depth investigation. Quote, unang-una po, of course, ay nakikiramay tayo sa pangyayaring ito. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said during a press briefing. Kailangan talagang ng investigasyon dahil hindi talaga naging maganda ang naging resulta ng nasabing training. Of course, hindi natin kailangan i-preempt or ibang prejudge dito. So, kailangan talaga ng agarang investigasyon. Ateneo de Manila University on Monday announced Adi and Baterbonia's deaths in a team-building activity in the Dipaculaw, Aurora. They were reportedly swept away by waves while in waist-deep water, an activity the coaching staff defined as part of the training. They were found unconscious after more than 30 minutes of searching and were declared dead on arrival at the hospital. More than examination later found that the two student athletes died of asphyxia by drowning. The National Bureau of Investigation's initial findings showed no foul play was involved but does not rule out potential liability due to negligence. The Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, as its own investigation, said it has identified at least 3 persons of interest in the incident. Resolutions have been filed at the House of Representatives and the Senate for hearings to help ensure the safety of student athletes. Much needed public and private aid has arrived in the center of Sarangani days after a massive magnitude 7.8 earthquake crippled and isolated many parts of the town. However, even as relief delivery to remote communities remains top priority, some residents claim that they have yet to receive any assistance. Ongoing landslides and highly unstable terrain continue to completely cut off several barangays. In Barangay Small Margus, authorities were forced to temporarily close roads due to falling rocks and landslide threats following heavy rain. Despite the severe danger, some residents continue to cross the hazardous areas on foot to salvage their belongings. Others have resorted to dangerous travel along the shoreline just to get in and out of their isolated communities. Meanwhile, severe supply shortages have forced desperate residents to collect rainwater in buckets, where a landslide buried their community well. They are straining the rainwater to a pillow stuffing to drink it, despite the filtered water containing visible mosquito larvae. Resident Anite Kalinawan noted that the water causes stomach aches, but they have no other choice, while one mother is rationing a single bottle of mineral water for her exclusively for her 6-month-old baby, as police signs for assistance appear along the roads. Land Mayor Victor Yap Sr. has defended the local government, maintaining that relief assistance has successfully reached all barangays, including communities currently inaccessible by land. Addressing the roadside signs pleading for help, Yap stated that the barangay captains informed him residents simply want to ask for extra items from passerby, but have already been given their official shares. Mayor Yap added that water tankers have been deployed to some areas, and a Philippine Coast Guard helicopter is being utilized to airlift relief goods to far-flung sectors. As of Friday, at least 7 barangays remain completely isolated by landslides. The local government is closely coordinating with various agencies to fast-track road clearing operations targeting to make at least 5 of those isolated communities reachable by Saturday. The August 21 movement, or ATOM, has strongly lambasted Senator Alan Peter Cayetano for comparing his political struggle for the Senate leadership to the historical sacrifice of former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. against the Marcos Sr. dictatorship. During a nearly 40-minute Facebook Live broadcast on Friday, June 12, Cayetano lengthily discussed the heavy cost Filipino heroes paid to attain national independence. He then directly likened those historical sacrifices to his own group's current fight for the Senate's independence from alleged Malacanang influence. During the broadcast, Cayetano repeatedly stressed the need to continue fighting for his cause and explicitly flashed the iconic L or Laban hand sign, a symbol originally used to protest the oppressive Marcos Sr. regime. Cayetano and his political allies assert that their camp is actively fighting for the truth regarding corruption and massive flood control projects. They argue that their actions are necessary to keep the upper chamber completely independent of the executive branch, which currently recognizes Senator Sherwin Gatchalian as the acting Senate President. Atom fiercely condemned the appropriation of the historic symbol, calling the comparison at the very least laughable, at the very most highly insulting, in general, illusional. The group pointed out that Aquino was a prominent opposition leader who endured years of detention in a military prison while fighting against fascism, corruption, and the total lack of accountability. Atom boldly noted that these exact negative qualities are highly evident among the prominent patrons currently backing Cayetano's own political camp. The group specifically highlighted that Cayetano and the senators supporting his leadership have been closely linked to the Dutertes, with Davao City Mayor Sebastian Duterte and his allies openly expressing support for the Cayetano's claim to the Senate presidency. Atom fiercely added that the Dutertes, with the Marcoses, represent the very nature of the political evil Ninoy Aquino fought against. Aquino was assassinated on August 21st, 1983, upon arriving in Manila from exile, triggering the 1986 People Power Revolution that ended the authoritarian rule of Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Finally, Atom pointed out that what it described as a massive irony in Cayetano's camp trying to present themselves as Ninoy Aquino's political heirs. The group noted that Cayetano's camp chose to endorse and actively campaigned for the Marcoses during the 2022 elections. Including its clear statement, the movement reiterated its formal call for Cayetano to resign from his post completely, stating that his controversial actions have disgraced both the Philippine Senate and the entire country. Some members of the House of Prosecution team in the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte believe Senator Jingoy Estrada should not be allowed to vote in the upcoming trial due to his ongoing graft and plunder cases. Manila 3rd District Representative Joel Chua stated on Saturday that the final verdict was based on active participation. He argued that, much like a judge in a regular court, a senator cannot reasonably render a verdict without being present to hear the witness testimonies throughout the trial. Lead prosecutor and Batangas 2nd District Representative Virgil Ruistro supported this stance during a radio interview on Friday. He pointed out that under existing graft and plunder laws, public officials facing such severe charges are automatically suspended from office. Furthermore, Kabataan Party List Representative Reneco, serving as the panel's spokesperson, noted that the standing Senate rules of impeachment inherently place limitations on Estrada's participation. Senator Estrada firmly pushed back against these assertions, insisting that the question of his participation in the impeachment trial is far from settled. He criticized the prosecutor's statements, claiming that those trying to bar him from the process display a troubling disregard for the process and the orderly administration of justice. Amid this debate, the Senate impeachment conference on June 18 to finalize its list of witnesses. Meanwhile, Representative Chua admitted that the House legal team faces a difficult strategic decision regarding whether or not to call Vice President Duterte to the witness stand. If she takes the stand to testify, he would automatically be subjected to intense cross-examination by the prosecution. The team is carefully weighing the benefits of her testimony against the potential risks it poses to their case structure. Chua also clarified that the prosecution does not need to present evidence for all 4 articles of impeachment in the case. He explained that a conviction can be secured with just a single proven article. If the panel believes their evidence on the first 2 or 3 articles is strong enough to convict, they will likely choose to conclude the presentation early than exhaustively arguing all 4 charges. Civil society, academic, and church groups launched their Citizen Watch campaign, Bantay Impeachment, on Saturday, June 30, to promote public vigilance in the ongoing impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte. Members of the House prosecution team, Nicole Saro, Party List Representative Terry Ridon, Manila Representative Joel Chua, and Kabataan Party List Representative Reneco, were also at the launch at Claret School in Quezon City to express their support for the civic initiative. This initiative will include forums, watch parties, rallies, and other activities to monitor developments in the impeachment proceedings, expose attempts to suppress evidence or obstruct the process, and help mobilize citizens. Naiintindihan namin na iba sa atin maaaring magsimula bilang mga pro-Duterte. Pero sa dami po ba ng ebidensya, di po ba tayo makukumbinsi? At di ba ang unang dapat gawin kung may akusasyon at nasa proseso na, timbangin natin ang mga ebidensya sa halip na barahan Hadlangan ang paglilitis, said Professor David San Juan, convenor of Taong Banon, ayaw sa magnanakaw. Senior citizens, professionals, workers, and students also joined in the launch on Saturday. Ang usapin ng impeachment ay dikit talaga sigmura ng taong bayan. Bakit ba tayo nag-i-impeach ng official? Dahil sa corruption, di ba? Every peso na ginagamit sa corruption ay peso na dapat magagamit ng taong bayan. Bukin, when the floor, convener of the Youth Rage Against Corruption. Coming up next, after this break, a random shoot in Sukat inspired the making of Home Alone, The Realest, The Reunion. And the New York Knicks stage epic comeback to beat San Antonio Spurs, one win from an NBA title. All of this and more when RBS Evening News returns.
For the best brand, choose the leader in karaoke solutions.
Charlitron Synth Plus. Karaoke redefined.
Wala kaming commercial. Pwera na lang sa commercial nito, oo. Oo naman. Pero, meron ba kaming bagong produkto? Meron ba kaming iaalok sa inyo? Meron ba kaming kinuhang artista o sikat na personalidad para i-endorse kung anong mang inaalok namin? Siyempre, ang sagot niyan, wala. Literal na wala. Wala kami niyan, chong.
Ang pinaka-tender, pinaka-juicy, at pinaka-masarap na tender juicy hotdog mas lalong pinasarap. May high protein pa, kaya siguradong panalo.
Sa duwa't saya na aming dala, isang liot, isang duwa, buong bansa.
Hindi nagbibiro itong... Ang tindi. Di tulad ng ordinaryong kainuman, ito ang walang halong biro. Puro, kaya masarap. Di gumuguhit. Tatalsik ka sa sarap nito.
Tama ka. Number 1 extra strong beer.
Puro.
Walang halong biro.
Number 1 extra strong beer.
There's a doggy here. Sabi niya sa akin.
And it's not
Kuya, huwag niyong itaon.
Hindi naman niya matataob, ma'am.
Yeah, I might laugh along.
Let this go bold.
Thinking I'm yours. You're the last thing on the mind. Pero grabe ng puso. Unahin lang mga pangarap ko. Ito'y hindi na magbabago. Na 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 na.
Like, paano nga exact? Kasi natatanong na yung si Miss Nemo.
Na 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 na.
Dito na tayo sa Jol A, kung saan lahat ay okay. Lahat ito ay super mura, lahat pang mapaganda dito sa Jol A. Napatunayan na ng bayan, wala nang ang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapa-Jol A talaga kayo, ang supermarket namin ay Jol A.
Muna ang barkada! Gino mana! Wow! Tigpit na! Gino mana!
Ikaw na! Gino man na!
Looking for affordable sound equipment? Shoneytron Synplus is your leading brand.
With high quality sound module, over 31,000 songs, and 25 high definition background videos to choose from. Choose from our variety karaoke units with sophisticated sound arrangements and high quality backup chorus. Digital system assembled in South Korea and made durable in the Philippines. Looking for the best brand? Choose the leader in karaoke solutions.
Shoneytron Synplus. Karaoke redefined.
Wala kaming commercial. Pwera na lang sa commercial nito, oo. Oo naman. Pero, meron ba kaming bagong produkto? Meron ba kaming iaalok sa inyo? Meron ba kaming kinuhang artista o sikat na personalidad para i-endorse kung anong mang inaalok namin? Siyempre, ang sagot niyan, wala. Literal na wala. Wala kami niyan, chong.
Ang pinaka-tender, pinaka-juicy, at pinaka-masarap na tender juicy hotdog mas lalang pinasarap. May high protein pa, kaya siguradong panalo.
Hindi nagbibiro itong... Ang tindi. Di tulad ng ordinaryong kainuman, ito ang walang halong biro. Puro, kaya masarap. Di gumuguhit. Tatalsik ka sa sarap nito.
Tama ka. Number 1 extra strong beer.
Puro.
Walang halong biro.
Extra strong beer.
There's a doggy here. Sabi niya sa akin.
And it's not
Kuya, huwag niyong itaon.
Hindi naman niya matataob, ma'am.
Yeah, I might laugh along,
Let this go both.
thinking I'm yours. You're the last thing on the mind. Pero grabe ng puso, unahin lang mga pangarap ko. Ito'y hindi na magbabago. Na 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 na.
Like, paano nga exact? Kasi natatalo na yung si Miss Nemo.
Na 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 na.
Dito na tayo sa Jol A, kung saan lahat ay okay. Lahat ito ay super mura, lahat pang mapaganda propaganda dito sa Chon A. Napatunayan na ng bayan, wala nang ang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapajol ay talaga kayo. Ang supermarket namin ay Chon A.
Buo na ang barkada! Gino mana! Wow! Ligpit na! Gino mana!
Ikaw na! Gino man na!
Looking for affordable sound equipment? Shoneytron Synplus is your leading brand.
With high-quality sound module, over 31,000 songs, and 25 high-definition background videos to choose from. Choose from our variety karaoke units with sophisticated sound arrangements and high-quality backup chorus. Digital system assembled in South Korea and made durable in the Philippines. Looking for the best brand? Choose the leader in karaoke solutions.
Shoneytron Synplus. Karaoke redefined.
Wala kaming commercial. Pwera na lang sa commercial nito, oo. Oo naman. Pero, meron ba kaming bagong produkto? Meron ba kaming iaalok sa inyo? Meron ba kaming kinuhang artista o sikat na personalidad para i-endorse kung anong mang inaalok namin? Siyempre, ang sagot niyan, wala. Literal na wala. Wala kami niyan, chong.
Ang pinaka-tender, pinaka-juicy, at pinaka-masarap na tender juicy hotdog mas lalong pinasarap. May high protein pa, kaya siguradong panalo.
Hindi nagbibiro itong... Ang tindi. Di tulad ng ordinaryong kainuman, ito ang walang halong biro. Puro, kaya masarap. Di gumuguhit. Tatalsik ka sa sarap nito.
Tama ka. Number 1 extra strong beer.
Puro.
Walang halong biro.
Number 1 extra strong beer.
There's a doggy here. Sabi niya sa akin.
And it's not
Kuya, huwag niyong itaon.
Hindi naman niya matataob, ma'am.
Yeah, I might laugh along, but I'm just
Let this go bold.
thinking I'm yours. You're the last thing on my mind. Pinagkapitig ng puso, unahin lang mga pangarap ko. Ito'y hindi na magbabago. Na 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 na.
Like, paano nga exact? Kasi natatalo na yung si Miss niya.
Na 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 na.
Dito na tayo.
Buo na ang barkada! Gino mana! Wow! Ligpit na! Gino mana!
Ikaw na! Gino man na!
Look.
Welcome back to the RBS Evening News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. emphasized that real leaders can sacrifice their self-interest for the nation's good during the Philippines' 128th Independence Day rites at the Quirino Grandstand. The event marked the first public appearance of the president alongside Senate President pro tempore Sherwin Gatchalian. Marcos used the platform to call for drawing historical parallels to how Filipino revolutionaries only achieved freedom from foreign oppressors after forming a united front under the Katipunan. While the speech focused on safeguarding the country's freedom from ongoing challenges like corruption, divisiveness, and poverty, it also unfolded against the backdrop of an intense Senate power struggle. Gatchalian's bloc recently seized control of the chamber from Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, whose group boycotted legislative sessions during or following the arrest of Senator Jinggoy Estrada or non-bailable plunder charges. During the event, loud cheers erupted from the crowd when the president formally acknowledged Gatchalian by his new leadership title. In his address, Marcos urged modern-day Filipinos to stay vigilant, choose truth, and fight fairly in their everyday lives without exploiting the hard work of others. He underscored that historical uprisings in Bohol, Ilocos Norte, and Cavite initially failed due to isolation and the lack of a single cohesive purpose. The president expressed optimism that if citizens remain faithful to putting the nation's welfare above the interest of a select few, future generations will inherit a stronger, more just. The public acknowledgement from the chief executive signals a significant political development as both Malacanang and the upper house of representatives and have now explicitly recognized Gatchalian as the leader of the upper chamber. Gatchalian's faction had successfully mustered a 12-member quorum on June 3 to install him as Senate President pro tempore and acting Senate President. However, the leadership transition remains highly contested within the legislature itself. Senator Cayetano continues to maintain that he legally remains the Senate President, arguing that any official replacement requires a minimum of 13 votes to be valid. This high-stakes leadership tussle has created substantial friction in the legislature, particularly because the unresolved conflict comes just weeks ahead of the highly anticipated impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte, scheduled to begin this July. In sports, the New York Knicks staged the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history on Wednesday, erasing a 29-point deficit to defeat the San Antonio Spurs 107-106. OG Anunoby sealed the thrilling victory with a soft tip-in basket with just 1.2 seconds remaining on the clock. The win gives the Knicks a dominant 3-1 lead in the best-of-7 championship series, which now shifts back to San Antonio for Game 5 on Saturday as New York chases its first title since 1973. Jalen Brunson led the New York offense with 36 points and Anunoby added 33 points, including the game winner of a missed 3-point attempt by Brunson. For the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama recorded 24 points and 13 rebounds. Dylan Harper added 21 points. De'Aaron Fox and Devin Vassell contributed 18 points each for San Antonio, who set house record with 14 three-pointers in the first half, but ultimately failed to protect their massive lead. The Spurs initially dominated the contest, connecting on 15 to score 41 points in the first quarter while holding Bronson scoreless until the second period. New York struggled early, shooting just 29.4% in the opening quarter as Karl Anthony Towns picked up two quick fouls and the Mitchell Robinson was called for a flagrant foul on Wembanyama. San Antonio pushed their advantage to as many as 29 points before heading into halftime, with a historic 76-49 lead. Although the Knicks still trailed 90-75 entering the fourth quarter, their relentless determination steadily chipped away at the lead. Bronson eventually put New York ahead for the first time with a clutch floater to make it 105-104 with 1.22 seconds remaining. After Stepson, Castle briefly answered with two free throws for San Antonio. Anunoby's final tip-in secured the win, prompting Knicks coach Mike Brown to praise his team's incredible resiliency in the face of deep adversity. The defending champions are once again facing adversity in their title defense in the PBA 50 Commissioner's Cup. The TNT Tropang 5G fell to Barangay Ginebra in a tough overtime loss on Friday, putting the Gin Kings one win away from the championship. Despite having a 3-2 deficit over their heads, TNT veteran Roger Popoy remains optimistic they can turn things around. Galing din kami sa ganito dati, sa 3-2 deficit. Pero basta trabahuin lang namin, walang imposible. He told reporters on Friday at the Araneta Coliseum. Di pa nga tapos, unang makaapat naman so may chance pa, Popoy said. The TNT guard was referring to the PBA 39 Commissioners Cup Finals, where the Tropang 5G also faced the Gin Kings. Just like this season, TNT lost Game 5 to Ginebra and faced a similar 3-2 deficit. The Tropang 5G went to bounce back and win the grueling series with import Rondae Hollis Jefferson. TNT's current import Chris McCullough isn't too worried despite having their backs against the wall. In entertainment, Boy 2 Kizon and Vandolph Kizon shared the story behind their upcoming reunion film Home Along the Reels. The reunion, during its media conference, revealing that the project grew out of a series of unplanned gatherings, a social media page, and a flood of fan comments. For an entire generation of Filipinos, the sitcom Home Along the Reels was a staple of growing up, airing on ABS-CBN from 1992 to 2003, and starring the late legend Dolphy as Kevin Cosme, a widower raising his family beside the railroad tracks. The road back to the tracks began unexpectedly with a viral video when Boy 2 and Vandolph filmed the product endorsement reel near the rails in Sukat. This initial spark led to subsequent real-life reunions, including a baptismal celebration for Smokey Manaloto's child and a gathering at an Italian restaurant with Claudine Barreto, Gio Alvarez, and other cast members. The cast eventually created a Facebook page called Home Along the Reels to house their content, where vocal fans continuously asked for something new until Claudine ultimately convinced the group to try making a film. The next crucial step was creating blessing of ABS-CBN, the intellectual property rights holder of the original show. Boy 2 and Vandolph approached ABS-CBN Chief Operating Officer for broadcast Cory Vidanes, who initially pushed back with hard questions regarding how the show could work without the irreplaceable comedy icons Dolphy and Babalu. Boy 2 explained to her that they were not trying to replicate the past or create a remake, but rather a continuation of the family's journey, which ultimately earned them Tita Cory's blessing. Vandolph echoed this sentiment at the media conference, emphasizing that the raising Dolphy or Babalu was never ever considered because their roles are deeply personal to the actors and the Filipino audience. The story instead shifts focus on how the cosplay children adjust to their life now that they are grown and their father, who's the moral and emotional center of the household, is gone. Tita Nanay, played by veteran actress Nova Villa, also plays a central role as the aunt, who became a mother figure to the family. When the early teasers for the movie were released, fans responded immediately with emotional comments and memories of watching the original series with their own families. The cast maintained that the entire project was shaped by the voices of longtime viewers rather than a grand corporate plan. Home Along the Rails, the reunion, is officially scheduled to open in cinemas nationwide on June 17, serve as a heartfelt tribute to Dolphy and everyone who made the original show a success towards audiences. Pamilya host Vice Ganda strongly slammed fake news circulating on social media, claiming he secured 50 tickets for the highly anticipated BTS concert in the country. In a series of posts on his X account, the Showtime host directly spoke up to debunk the rumors. The controversy arose after a netizen publicly accused him of bypassing the official two-tip ticket. And that has been it for RBS Evening News. For more of the latest news and stories, you may always tune in to RBS, RBSN, or log in to rbsnews.com. That has been the headlines, the stories that matter. I am Manuel Siervo. Thank you for being with us and have a good evening. God bless the Republic of the Philippines. We're